Hello, everyone. Welcome to your morning practice with Olivia on December 26th. It's Tuesday. I hope everyone had a good weekend. And if you celebrated the holiday, that it was peaceful and lovely and connecting with your loved ones. Um, we are in that final chapter of the year as we move towards the new year. And it's been a really reflective time. It's also the full moon today, so we'll definitely be doing our moon salutation as part of practice. And this full moon, one of the greatest themes of the energies of this full moon would be honoring your own wounds with compassion. If any time brings stuff up, it is definitely, when we get together or maybe connect with people, family often that we haven't seen for a while, or we're not used to negotiating the energy and things come up. And I do think, we can encounter our shadow selves a little bit. And triggers and just dynamics, and this today the energy is really not so much feeling judgmental about that, but honoring the part of you that feels wounded, and knowing that that wound did not get placed there intentionally. It's often the cause of just a lack of awareness, or a lack of um, just a lack of awareness. And just this is a great day, especially as it's sort of the quiet time between the big holiday and the new year, that you can have some reflective time. So I encourage you to take time to honor the parts of yourself that maybe are more in the shadow, and just hold that with compassion and be kind to yourself, knowing that you are doing the best you can. So, and it ties in somewhat. I'm going to continue with our talking about the 8 limbs of yoga. We have focused on the yamas, the niyamas, and we focus always on dharana or dhyana. Sorry, they get confusing. Dhyana, which is meditation. Um, we'll talk about dharana tomorrow. And pranayama, which is breath work, which we all can do more of, right? And asana, which is literally means to have a seat, but in the 8 limbs, it refers to the movement practice. And today we're going to talk about the withdrawal of the senses. So that's pratyahara. Pratyahara. And this is such a great time to do that. And I know I'm communicating via Zoom, using a computer. There's a lot of technology involved here. But this is such a great time to go inward and turn off the phone, turn off the computer, turn off all that input feed that we get, and spend time with yourself in a non-stimulated way, where you allow yourself and give yourself solitude, quiet, and you can go inward. That withdrawal of the senses, again, we don't have a million flashing things and beeping things. It allows us to have greater awareness of what is present in our environment, what is present internally. And it's a very useful way of just keeping yourself non-stimulated for a while allows you to have a better, deeper relationship with your inner state. And weaving back to today's full moon, with the inner wounds that we can hold with compassion as we heal them, as we understand them. Withdrawal of senses, pratyahara, not having stimulation all the time, can go inward and hold your shadow self, greet your shadow self, and love your shadow self. We are all wounded on some level, and to face those wounds with a loving compassion. I had a wonderful sound healer, Melissa, once, who described it beautifully. I've always loved it. And you know, there are parts of ourselves, voices in our head that might be quick to judgment and quick to snap about things, people, traffic. And you know, that part of ourselves that's like a little bit disgruntled. I invite you to offer that part of the self a nice cozy blanket and a cup of tea. Here, have a cup of tea, have a cozy blanket, and let's sit down together and tell me why you're so upset. Tell me why you're so quick to judge. And yeah, really connecting to that part of yourself, because it might not have anything to do with the situation that you're judging or the traffic that you're railing against. It might have to do with just something that's a little bit deeper. And if we continually push away those voices, or we don't talk to them with compassion, they persist because they are unheard and unseen and suppressed. And you know, the more you suppress something. So that's come into our meditation today. I invite you to find a nice straight spine, either sitting up on a block, a bolster, a blanket, the light show from the passing truck outside. Just find yourself in a comfortable seat where you can sit and feel just ready to breathe. If you need to get any wiggles or jiggles out, go for it. If you need to sit in a chair, that's fine too. And then just, actually, I need to do that because I noticed one foot start to twinge there. So find your seat as I am demonstrating myself, finding my seat. Make sure you're warm enough because we'll just sit for a moment. And we're just gonna close our eyes and let's all take a nice deep breath in together and a breath out. And breathing in and sigh it out. Ah. Just sitting here quietly. Perhaps you're noticing how your body feels in the seated posture. Just notice all the noise of the world or the noise inside your mind. You can just step away and observe. You know, all of that will still be there when you come back. Right now, You're just looking at it and just stepping away. Taking a deep breath in and a deep breath out, and being present in the body. You may be reflecting on some internal wounding, maybe that came up in the last few days, and just observe that with compassion. It's human to be wounded, it's human to be triggered. You may bring one hand over your heart center and the other hand over top, or you may just leave your hands where they are in your lap. But I invite us all, as we hold the heart center with the warmth and energy of our hands, to, as if we are just bringing compassion to our own heart for whatever hurt or wounding we endure, and just holding ourselves with compassion and honoring the part of the self that feels wounded. And you may just begin to breathe into your heart, into the heart space, and perhaps feeling the energy of the palms connecting with the magnetic field of the heart. Just allowing yourself to feel that resonance between them. If you could use that lovely energetic resonance as a blanket of love to wrap the wounded self in. Your heart is so powerful with its light and its capacity to love. And that love begins when you extend it towards yourself. Until we can love the self, it's hard to understand what loving another or anything else really is. We feel great emotion, but I really invite you in this moment of your holding your heart center and feeling the light and love of your heart to just hold the wounded self with such love and such compassion, as if that magnetic field from the hands and heart is just encircling the wound with tenderness, kindness, and understanding, acceptance, and gratitude. So we'll take a few minutes in silence here. As you deepen your breath, just keeping your eyes closed. And take this moment again as we offer love and compassion to the self, to the wound. Just honor that. Honor the integrity of your human journey, knowing that your wounds are part of what makes us beautiful, unique, gifted. And let's all take a deep breath in together. And exhale, and you can slowly just blink your eyes open. We'll do a little pranayama here. I'm called to do alternate nostril breathing. So I'm going to take my glasses off, but you're going to take your hands and your pointer finger and your middle finger and your pointer finger are going to go right here between your eyebrows, and your thumb is going to be opening and closing the, this is my, this is my left hand. Um, if you took your right hand, it would still be the pointer finger and middle finger, thumb, thumb, ring finger, depending on. Okay. Right. Okay. I'll use my left hand. So you're going to close the left nostril and leave the right nostril open. And we'll just take a big breath in through that right nostril. Then you're going to close the right nostril and we'll pause. Opening the left nostril and exhaling. Inhale through the left nostril. Close the nostril and pause. Opening the right nostril and exhaling. Inhaling through the right nostril. Closing the nostril and pausing. And exhaling through the left nostril. Inhale through the left nostril. Close the nostril and pause. Open the right nostril and exhale. And we'll just continue to do that. You take a few rounds on your own, playing with the length of inhale and exhale, playing with the length of your pausing. Taking 2 more rounds. And you can slowly let that go in your own time. So we are going to get started. And I think because I want to do the moon salutation when we go to the mat, we're just going to stay seated here to do our breathing in of love and gratitude. So if you need to uncross your legs and recross them, I invite you to do that. Or if you just want to do a different position altogether, legs out in front, if you need to massage anything or wiggle it out or just adjust things so that they're warm, then go right ahead. And we will inhale our arms over our head. And when your hands meet in prayer above your head, you're exhaling and bringing the prayer to the heart center. And we offer love and gratitude for the self, love and gratitude for all we are, this incredible body, this instrument of consciousness, and all of that wounding that has made us who we are, that has helped us navigate and understand the world and protect ourselves when we've needed protection. We have such compassion and love for the self. Life is not easy. We are not perfect. Actually, I would argue you are perfect exactly as you are. You really are. And that wound is part of your perfection. But we just want to honor that with love and gratitude today. The self, the wound, the teacher within. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Then we'll inhale our arms over our head again. Hands are in prayer. Prayer comes to the heart. And we honor and love and offer gratitude for all the amazing human souls and people in our life. And even the non-human souls, our wonderful pets and interactions with the animal world, the animal self. Just all the families and communities and friendships and connections, each one with their wounding that we've been able to see also with compassion and love. Hold them in esteem and honor. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Then we inhale, arms overhead. Hands come to prayer. Prayer comes to heart. And we offer such love and gratitude for this planet, this incredible place of immense beauty, immense complexity, and just how much this earth supports us and sustains us and gives and gives and gives of itself. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Breathing into your love and gratitude and exhaling. So we'll go to the mat and we will begin with the moon salutation. So we'll be standing upright at one end of the mat. It's a little chilly in here, so I'm going to keep my sweater on today. I'm sure it's going to not impair your ability to see what I'm doing, but feedback is always welcome. But yeah, let's go and meet on the mat and get started. I want to go about 3 rounds of the moon salutation, and then we'll go and see where that leaves us time-wise. But it's as taught to me by my dear teacher, Katie Stedman. Thank you, Katie. She's amazing. You may want to have 2 blocks. I'll show you. blocks and blanket for under your knees, but I don't think you're going to need the blanket much during the moon salutation. If you do have a block, maybe have it at either end of the mat. Ooh, my little toe. Arm hold. But yeah, I'm going to need my feet. So as I was saying, we begin here at the top of the mat, or at the bottom, depending on your orientation. But you're going to step out to your right. So be on your mat facing one of the long sides that will allow you to step out to your right. And then just find your Tadasana, find the weight in your feet, find the, just the surface of the feet in contact with the mat. And then we'll inhale, our arms come overhead. Hands come together and pointer fingers are just going to point up together. And maybe just allow yourself to do a little back bend here and then come back. And then we're just going to take that pointer finger and bend to the right. And up, inhaling and exhaling, pointer fingers to the left and up again. And then let's step out to the right. You're in a 5-pointed star, arms outstretched, feet are turned out and bending into your knees from 5-pointed star. You come into goddess, maybe raising the heart center towards the ceiling, but don't strain the neck. Allow your neck to be long. And reaching into our arms, we're going to parallel the back foot to the back edge of the mat and point the front foot forward. We're going to keep our legs straight and come into triangle. So you're going to reach out, holding right here at the top of your leg as you come into triangle. Your hand can come to a block here, or just stay with your elbow on the thigh if you don't have a block but you need support. And you're just going to extend your arm overhead in triangle. We'll just take a moment in triangle. And then the top arm comes overhead. You're going to bend into that right knee and come into your runner's lunge. So spin up on the back heel on your left foot, and then allow yourself to be in a runner's lunge. Right leg is at a 90 degree, and your back leg is straight. You just feel that line of energy from the edge of your heel to the crown of your head. And then you're just going to straighten the front leg, keeping the back heel raised, a little bit of a forward bend, pyramid pose. Just gently stretching that hamstring because it's early. And then rebending the front leg, using your hands for support. You're going to rotate to the long side of the mat, bending into that right leg. Right heel can come down to the mat. If you can't put your right heel on the mat, maybe put some support underneath it, like a blanket, a folded blanket could be very useful here. And that left leg is extended long. You're going to feel the stretch on the inside of the leg. Hands can come to prayer. You may notice the blood on my toe. I scraped my toe right before I started recording and I couldn't do anything about it. So, and then we'll use our hands to support ourselves as we move to bend into the left leg, straightening out the right leg, placing the left heel down. Hands can come to prayer here. Support under the hips if needed, if you just feel like you're not stable. And then hands support the weight as we come again into a runner's lunge. Beaming the heart center forward, feeling the line of energy from the back right heel to the tip of the head. And then straightening into a pyramid pose. Pulling the left hip back. And then rebending the front leg, bending into that right knee. And then rebending the front leg, using your hands for support. You're going to rotate to the long side of the mat, bending into that right leg. Right heel can come down to the mat. If you can't put your right heel on the mat, maybe put some support underneath it, like a blanket, a folded blanket could be very useful here. And then you're just going to extend your arm overhead in triangle. Pulling the left hip back. Then you're going to spin that back foot down so it's parallel with the edge of the front of the mat. And then reach up into your triangle pose again, having a block to give you more length, or using the elbow on the leg. But both legs are straight here. It's not Parsva it's triangle. And feeling that expansiveness across the chest. And then pressing into your legs, you're going to come up to standing. So you're in your 5-pointed star again. Feet will be turned out. Come into Goddess. Allowing the heart to lift. And then placing some weight into your right leg, you're going to push to stand at the top of your mat where we began. Arms trace a circle. Imagine the shape of the full moon. And we bend to the left using our pointer fingers. And up. And bending to the right. And up. And exhale, arms come down. And we do that again. Inhaling. Exhale to the right. Inhale to straight. Exhale to left. Inhale to straight. Step out. 5-pointed star. Inhaling here. And exhale, bend into the knees. Goddess pose. Take a big inhale into your core. Imagine that you're holding the full moon in your hands. And straighten both legs. Back heel becomes parallel with the mat. Front foot points forward. And reach, reach, reach into your triangle pose. Allowing the heart center to expand, feeling the length, imagining that front top thigh was turning inward. Actually, as if the back of the thigh was turning under the hips, as if that inner thigh of the right leg could kiss the inner thigh of the left leg. And then we'll bring that right arm over. Runner's lunge. Feeling the line of energy from the heel to the head. And bending into your front leg. Modified pyramid, keeping that back heel lifted. Rebending into your front knee and coming into your side lunge. Gandasana. Feeling that length. And then pressing into your hands. Come to the other side. Allowing yourself to find the right position for your legs, for your body today. Skandasana, your left leg is bent, your right leg is extended. And then pressing into your hands, we'll come to a runner's lunge on the left-hand side. Straightening the leg, modified pyramid. Allowing the body to drape over that front leg. And then we turn in that back heel, either using support under your hand or placing your elbow on your thigh. You'll come into your triangle. Chest is open, heart is open. Just breathing. And pressing into our legs, we'll come up again to 5-pointed star. Feet will turn out, bending in the knees to Goddess. Again, lift the heart center. You're holding the full moon. You are the goddess of the full moon, whatever your gender. embody your inner goddess. We all have a beautiful balance of divine feminine and divine masculine inside of us. What does your full moon goddess look like? Bending into the right knee, we're going to press to standing and then trace the shape of the full moon. Hands come together, point your fingers, point upwards, and we just bend to the left. Inhale, exhale, bend to the right. And inhaling to straight. Tracing the shape of that beautiful moon. We'll go through once more. Inhaling, pointer fingers meet and point to the right. Inhaling up. Exhale, point to the left. Inhaling up. Stepping out to our 5-pointed star. Let's just reach. Imagine like each extremity is just reaching in its direction. 5 is such a magical number, and this is such a great embodiment of the number 5. I love this pose, even though it's very sort of Leonardo da Vinci. Anyway, we're going to bend into our knees, come back into goddess. Embody your goddess. Embody your full moon goddess. You are the goddess of the full moon. You hold that power in the center of your being. We'll reach back into our 5-pointed star, change the feet to come into triangle, and keep those legs lovely and straight as you reach forward, either using support, hand on a block, or on the floor to find your triangle pose. Chest is wide, back is straight. Allowing yourself to really let those inner thighs kiss as you feel the extension of the spine. And then bringing over your top hand, bending into the right knee. You find your runner's lunge, spinning up on your back foot. Pressing the heart center forward, pressing the heel back. Feeling the line of energy. And then straightening into that front leg, keeping the left heel up. And rebend into that leg. Come to your side lunge, supported under your hips or just as it is. Weight comes into the hands. We'll go to the left side, side lunge. Skandasana. And finding your way into your runner's lunge. Feeling the length. As much as you're feeling the line of energy from the back heel to the crown of the head, you're really feeling the opening along that right hip flexor. You just feel the stretch there too. And then coming into your pyramid pose, straightening the front leg, keeping the back heel lifted. And you really feel this in the hamstring of the left leg. Remembering to breathe deep into your poses. And then spinning that back heel down, using the support you need to come into triangle. Really allowing yourself to find the spinal extension as your feet press into the floor. Those inner thighs move towards each other, trying to kiss each other. And then pressing up into your 5-pointed star. Feet turn out, come into a bend, raising the heart center. And then shifting the weight to the right, pushing yourself. Hands come to a point to the left, point to the right. And trace that full moon circle down in front of you. Hands come to prayer. Thank you for honoring the moon salutation with me. Thank you, KT, for teaching me that. And we'll just, what we'll do, I think, is we'll do a balance pose because we haven't done any balance, and I'd like us to check in with balance. If balance is challenging, use a wall. We're just going to do a simple tree pose. So you're going to bring your weight into your right foot, and your left foot is going to come up and to the inside of your right thigh, and they're going to really push together. And you really want your hip points pointing forward here. I can feel my foot slipping down the leg because of the leg warmers, but it is what it is. Yeah. So really allow for that to connect. Feel the contact. Really straighten in. You don't want to kind of bend into your hip, but you want to have a nice straight support and feel the support of your abdominals. Balance is challenging. Use a wall. Hands come to prayer, or tree branches raised to the sky. And just feel your balance here this morning. Perfectly fine to have a wall to support you. And if you feel yourself swaying in the breeze, that's always a good thing. And just feel the root from the center of your foot deep into the earth. You are rooted into this earth. You belong on this planet. There is no one like you. And you are rooted deeply, deeply into this beautiful earth. And you can bring that prayer back to your heart, and we'll go to the second side. If you're at the wall, just about face, about face. It will help you. And then you're going to bring your weight into your left leg. Right foot is going to come up. And just really feel that again. Hip points are pointing forward. So this knee is on a slight diagonal. You don't want it winging out to the side because that's going to mess your hip alignment up. So you really want it diagonally forward. Really feel the suction in with the abdominals and the sides so that you're really feeling straight and not kind of winging into the hips. Hands can come to prayer. Tree branches can raise to the sky. And again, just finding your balance. Feeling the root of your being driving down deep into the soil through the sole of your foot. You are so rooted into this earth. You belong here. You are part of this. You are an essential and important part of all life. Feel your root. And then bringing that prayer to your heart, and we can let that go. We're going to come down to the mat. Sitting on the mat, you may want to prop your hips up on the edge of a blanket. It will help you gather some space as we go into our leg stretches. I will demonstrate what I mean. So the blanket is going to be folded just probably about this, or even half of this. You could even do just a fold where it's this high, but a double width. And you would put it here, sort of on an angle, so that it's a diamond, and you're going to sit right on the diamond. And you may notice when you do this that it allows for you to access a sort of straddle position with your legs a little bit easier, because it's tilting the pelvis forward just by use of the props. And that's what we really want to do. We want to tilt the pelvis forward. And just, we'll take some rolls in the torso to the right, and then rolls in the torso to the left. And allow yourself to experience yourself sensuously. It's always important. And then we're going to take our right arm, just let it fall along the right leg. And we'll take the left arm and let it just describe a rainbow arc above you. Really just cultivating length on the left side of the body here. Allowing yourself to feel the length. And maybe beaming the heart center up. Coming back to center. Hands come out to a T. And then let the left hand fall. And use the right hand to describe that arc of rainbow right above your head. It's there, see, it's this beautiful arc. And again, heart center lifts. Really feeling the extension along the right side body. As if your hip presses into your mat all the way to your fingertips is one line of energy. And then we'll come back to center. Arms are T. You're going to place each hand either side of your right leg. Sort of orientate your torso as if you were facing the right leg. And you're going to fold over that right leg. And you may use the left hand to grab the outside of the right foot. And then use your left hand behind you as a sort of leverage so that you can twist the torso as if it was going to turn and look over the right leg. And just allow yourself to be here. And then come out of that. Your left hand is going to be behind you, sort of behind your hip. And you're going to, actually, let's just orient over the left leg. So we're have that hands on either side of the thigh, sort of raised palms, and find the length in the spine, and then just begin to fold forward over your left leg. And here your right hand can take the outside of that right foot, and really you can press into that left hand to help you turn the torso to the left. And let that go. Come right up to seated. We'll do a final forward fold. Have a block underneath your forehead here, if that's helpful. I would suggest a block to let the head rest on if you don't have a block. A couple of cushions or rolled up blankets, but something that you can really allow the body to relax into as you come into a forward fold. Again, we're really hinging from the hip points here. You're coming down with a nice straight spine. And then allow yourself to find contact. And really just breathe into it. Letting the weight of the body just melt into the ground. And wherever your forehead is making contact, imagine that the third eye is just really opening to the ground, and then through the third eye, this beautiful stream of vortexes
pouring from your third eye deep, deep into the earth. And all the thoughts, all the noise, all the distraction, just carried on the current of that vortex out of your mind, deep into the earth. Everything that is pulling at your attention, encircled by the vortex of this beautiful water, carrying it out of your mind, through your third eye, into the earth. We're going to push ourselves up, and we'll come onto our backs. And we'll take just one very short bridge just to access that part of our spine. So you're going to have your feet flat on the floor, and knees are going to point up. Hips are about hip distance apart. And just feel your sacrum. Maybe windshield wiper your knees a little bit back and forth. And then come to stillness, pressing into the feet, lifting the hips up to the sky. Feeling the arc of the shoulder girdle pressing into the mat. Just taking, you can hold the side of your mat or just have your hands flat on the mat. Taking a bridge, feeling the stretch of the hip flexors in this pose, feeling the sternum pushing towards the chin. And then come back down. Right ankle cross on top of left knee. You're going to bring that in. Again, you can either hold the back of the thigh or the knee, letting the right elbow press into the right thigh. So it kind of pushes it away at the same time that you're bringing the knee in. Nice little hip opener on your back. Let that come down. You can press into your left foot, moving the hips to the right slightly, crossing the legs fully, and just come into a simple twist. So the legs are to the left, the right arm is outstretched. Feeling both shoulders melting deep into the mat. And then we'll come back to center. We'll bring the left ankle to the right knee. Pull that in, holding the back of the thigh or the knee. Having the left elbow pressing into the left thigh, pushing it away. Very simple recline pigeon. Opening. You can let that go. You can just cross the legs and then you press into the right foot, just moving the hips to the left slightly and letting the legs fall to the right as your left arm outstretches. Gaze can follow the left arm. Chest is open. Feeling the shoulders melt into the mat. And you're gonna come back to center. Uncross your legs. Reset your hips. And you're just gonna lay your right leg out and then your left leg out. Hands are gonna come over the eye sockets, just holding here. Allowing the eyeballs to fall back into the skull. allowing the muscles around the eyes to relax. Just holding your eyes, allowing them to deepen and relax and drop back into the head. And when you're ready, you're going to place both your hands at your side, arms outstretched away from the body, palms face up, thumbs point out. But you're just relaxing now. Shavasana. Feeling all parts of you letting go into the mat. Ankles, calves, thighs. Feel your sacrum relaxing. Any gripping in your back and your glutes, just letting that go. Mid back, your waist, shoulder area, your hands, your forearms, the elbows, the upper arms, all melting. And you're doing nothing but letting go. Slowly bring some movement to your fingers, to your toes, maybe roll the head very, very slightly side to side. Allowing yourself to re-inhabit the body. You might want to take a full body stretch here. And when you're ready, you're going to make your way to fetal position on one side, just taking a moment when you get there. And as you're ready, you're going to press up to your seat. And your hands may hold your heart again or just remain in your lap. And really just connecting again to that turning inward, the withdrawal of stimulation, and listening to the inner self, having compassion for the shadow, for the wounding, and holding that with such love, because it is part of the fabric of your being. And it's also part of the fabric of your inner teacher, your inner shaman. I have such gratitude for our shadow selves and such love. Taking a breath in, sighing it out. Ah. And we'll inhale to Om, inhaling. I bow to you, my friends, my teachers, all of you with your unique gifts, your extraordinary abilities.
what you make, what you put onto the planet in beauty and in love. There's nobody like you. You are truly extraordinary. It is an honor to walk this path together. Thank you for joining me today. I hope that you have a beautiful Tuesday, or whenever you're listening to this, that your experience and your ability to hear and listen to yourself can be deepened with appreciation and love. Thanks, everybody. Take care. I'll see you tomorrow.